Welcome to the journey of a lifetime, where every word counts, every verse speaks, and every story unfolds to reveal the timeless wisdom of the ages. I'm your host, Lynn Falconer, and I welcome you to this episode on the Joyful Alchemist podcast. I want to thank you for subscribing, and I ask you to please do share with friends and family. Welcome to the journey of a lifetime, where every word counts, every verse speaks, and every story unfolds to reveal the timeless wisdom of the ages. I'm your host, Lynn Falconer, and with this episode 1, we embark on this monumental expedition, this 365-day journey through the Bible. In the previous episode, I shared that the reading we would usually do during January and February would be condensed into 7 episodes to cover those first 2 months of reading work, and this is the first of the 7. I want to encourage you to take time as you are able to read the books that will be summarized here. Now, and if you're not aware as yet, there are channels on YouTube where you can listen to a reading of the books in the Bible. There's actually a channel that covers most of the Old Testament in one reading. It's like an 11-hour long video. Sometimes I find it easier to listen while I read, or just listen and then make my own notes. Now, in this first episode, as we step into the actual journey through the Bible, we start with what is known as the books of Moses, and those include Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. In this journey, we embark on an exploration, which hopefully will prove to be insightful, of these first 5 books. Today we start at the beginning, delving into that very rich narrative tapestry that we find in the book of Genesis. Genesis sets the stage for humanity's story. It opens with the creation narrative, where God speaks the word, and through that speaks the world into existence, over a period which is recorded as 6 days, and culminating in the creation of humanity in his image. In this, we also encounter Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. We witness the tragic fall of what is regarded as the first humans, due to their disobedience to God's command. And then we follow the consequences that ripple through generations from that point onwards. The book continues with accounts of Noah and the Great Flood, showcasing themes of divine judgment and mercy. Through the lives of patriarchs like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Genesis portrays the covenantal relationship between God and his people, laying again the groundwork for future generations. So when we look at Genesis purely from a narrative telling of the beginning, when God spoke and created worlds without end, through the spoken word God separated light from darkness, the narrative lays a very beautiful foundational understanding of what we regard as humanity's origins, of God's promises, and it also takes a look at the intriguing complexities of human relationships. Let's now also take a look at the book of Genesis by exploring the metaphysical and philosophical dimensions. And I want to particularly expand on God's words, "Let there be light," and share the insights that came to me as I was reading those words in the Bible. The book of Genesis, particularly its primeval history, spanning chapters 1 to 11, stands as a cornerstone of Western religious and philosophical thought. Now, within this narrative arc, the text delves into the origins of the cosmos, humanity, and very importantly, the relationship between humanity and the divine. Beyond its theological significance, Genesis also offers profound metaphysical and philosophical insights into the nature of existence, morality, and the human condition. Genesis commences with the majestic account of creation, delineating the emergence of the universe from divine command. Through a series of poetic verses, the text articulates a concept of ex nihilo creation, where God brings order out of chaos, light out of darkness, and separates the heavens from the earth. This portrayal of creation underscores the divine sovereignty over the cosmos and the inherent goodness of creation itself. Metaphysically, the creation narrative prompts contemplation on the nature of existence and the relationship between the transcendent and the immanent. It invites reflection on the purpose behind creation and humanity's place within the cosmic order. Philosophically, it raises questions about causality, teleology, and the origin of being, inviting interpretations ranging from theological literalism and allegorical symbolism. Now, central to Genesis is the narrative of the fall, wherein humanity's disobedience leads to the rupture of the harmonious relationship between humanity and divinity. The story of Adam and Eve's temptation by the serpent and the subsequent expulsion from the Garden of Eden embodies profound theological and philosophical themes. It explores the nature of free will, moral responsibility, and the consequences of human actions. Metaphysically, the fall elucidates the concept of human finitude and the existential struggle against temptation and sin. It reflects on the inherent tension between human desires and divine commandments, prompting introspection into the nature of human nature and the quest for moral integrity. Now, philosophically, it raises questions about theodicy, the problem of evil, and the possibility of redemption, engendering diverse interpretations within theological and philosophical discourse. If we go to the narrative of Noah and the Great Flood, that constitutes another pivotal episode within Genesis, symbolizing divine judgment and mercy. The cataclysmic deluge serves as a metaphor for the purgation of evil and the renewal of creation. Through the covenant established with Noah, God pledges to preserve the continuity of life and the stability of the natural order. Metaphysically, the flood narrative underscores the dialectic between divine justice and compassion, inviting reflection on the nature of divine providence and human agency. It highlights the cyclical nature of cosmic renewal and the ethical imperative of stewardship toward creation. Philosophically, it prompts inquiry into the ethics of survival, the limits of divine intervention, and the relationship between divine sovereignty and human autonomy. Thank you for listening to this episode on the Joyful Alchemist podcast. I welcome your participation with your comments and questions, and also a reminder that audio episodes are accompanied by posts for your reading pleasure. May God bless your days abundantly. Until next time, this is Lynn Falconer signing off.